everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Carr's Raiders going up against Smith's Chiefs. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and you know, now more than ever, it's a passing league. We know that, and as Larry hit onto the open, we've got a couple of great passers squaring off here this afternoon.
And usually the discussion centers in on how they're going to compete against the opposite defense. But you and I had a nice little chat with one of these guys in this game, and they did say, look, I'm always competing against the opposite quarterback. If I play better than he does, I think my team has an advantage.
Makes the handshake afterwards a little sweeter, too. Bitter rivals going back to their AFL days in the 1960s. The Chiefs and Raiders are underway. This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Kansas City offense. Here's a look at Alex Smith. He and the crew, they lost Oakland this last week in a heartbreaker, that instant classic of a game. But Alex Smith did his thing again, Charles. Over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and they lost to Oakland, snapping an 11-game winning streak against the AFC West. And their second loss in a 4-game span because they lost to Pittsburgh the previous Sunday. But still, is Alex Smith not a top candidate for NFL MVP right now?
Well, you've been saying it since the beginning. He looks so good.
I still say it. The most confident quarterback in the league based on where he came from. And I still think that he and Kansas City are going to make a lot of noise before this one's over.
On 1st and 10, Smith. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Kansas City's offense taking the field, and let's talk about that offense, what they've done in the NFL this season. Hunt and Hill in particular. Hunt has now hit 1,000 yards from scrimmage. He did that this last week against the Raiders.
Now, he set a record last week, 6 straight games over 100 yards to start a career. He's now extended it to 7 straight games doing that. And Tyreek Hill, no pass really can be overthrown to Tyreek Hill when he decides to go get it. It looked like it was gone. He got it, turned into a 68-yard touchdown.
Complete. This is Albert Wilson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets us into enemy territory across the 40. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now Smith. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And a long way to go for the offense here on second down. Throwing again is Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, it's just been an aerial attack all the way downfield, and they're putting it to the defense in a big way right now. What do you think, partner? Do you now run the football? Because they're in a pretty good spot already at the outer edges of the field goal.
But, like you always tell me, you're still far enough away from the end zone that a pass could be a good option here, too.
You know, we always talk about running the ball until people take it away from you. I don't see any reason to stop throwing it until they take it away from you as well.
Well, the early returns here on the opening drive, though, solid. And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 0-0 our score. And we're back to Arrowhead after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved.
False start, offense.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Play action. It's Smith. And that is incomplete.
Well, they took the shot, didn't get it, and there's definitely a difference here because they had a chance to get 7, maybe 8 if they pushed it. Instead, they'll likely settle for 3.
Yeah, opening drive, holding him to 3, psychologically, maybe a win for the defense. So on 4th down, Andy Reid decides to send in the field goal unit. And the kick by Butker is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. return. Here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Derek Carr bringing out the Oakland Raiders, a crew that is coming off that impressive win against Kansas City, the 4 last play game. But Derek Carr over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, including the game winner to Crabtree on the 3rd untimed down.
Yeah, he looked like the potential MVP candidate we thought he would be coming into the season. And that play to Michael Crabtree, remember it was a sprint out pass. They had worked on that extensively in practice, but always to the right side. But in the heat of the moment, they realized that Marcus Peters, the all-pro corner for Kansas City, was out on that side. They switched it up at the last second and said, go to the left, and that's why they ran the play that way.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Here's Wolford over the middle. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Five yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Carr. Completes it right side to Cooper. A Raider 1st down as Carr finds Cooper. Carr now on 1st down. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Carr to throw again. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Cook. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A Raiders 1st down. Carr hooking up with Cook.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Carr now on 1st down. This one caught left side by Cooper. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this 1st half, a timeout call. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And his kick is good. So we've hit halftime here, and as we expected, looking at the clock, a very quick first half of play, as we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
Thanks, guys. We'll get back to you soon for the second half of this tied ball game. But first, let's look back now at this first half of play. Both the Chiefs and the Raiders are not doing much on the ground, and it's easy to see why that would play into this low-scoring game. We'll have to see if either team gets it going on the ground in the second half. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. So that'll do it from Orlando. Let's get back out to Arrowhead as we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Throwing on first down is Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
First down, the run with Lynch. And he's brought down. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, after those plays, the offense coordinator has to feel like he has balance in his favor. Threw it, then ran it, both for nice chunks of yardage. Now he feels like he's got things going in his direction, but the defensive coordinator, his guys are off balance a little bit. How does he set up, and what does he plan for on the next play? Is there a tendency there he can lock in on and maybe set his defensive call?
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They run again on first down, Lynch. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's been a tight, low-scoring affair thus far. 3-3 is our score heading into the 4th. Second down, Lynch. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Carr gives to Marshawn. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And his kick here is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. So we still wait on the first touchdown of the game, but his second field goal makes this now a 6-3 score.
And this would be the definition of winning ugly. Now you need to continue to ride your defense and hope that you can make this fourth quarter lead stand up.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Akeem Hunt now to return. And out come the Chiefs now. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He's back to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. 7 yards on the play, and it'll make it second down. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. They'll look to throw. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. 23 yards on the play. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And with just over 40 seconds now remaining, he gets up and spikes it. Trying to run the option right side, Smith. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Mario Edwards in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Desperation time for Smith on fourth down. To the right side, it's Kelsey. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raiders are going to win the football game. Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium. That certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defensive.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.